are with Miss Hein happily leaning on Hongwoo's shoulder. Hongwoo thought of, if Hein forgets about you, then you'll know how to live. Two women walking down the street. I was going to buy balm, and then buy another tube of moisturizer. Let's go see the sweater. I can't wait to buy another jacket. I just want to buy clothes. The result is lost in the shawl line. Then you can come and choose the gloves. Then they're attracted to the smell of water. For the first time, Hein was a guest. Go buy your own company. You used to hate people. Just to see, not buy. You didn't understand at the time. Why do they go shopping to talk? Not spending money. So she decided to throw the chairs away. I saw the kids playing. I don't understand why you don't go to the playground. So you tell the mailman to clear the rest area until you experience it yourself. She lamented. I think my strategies are too good. The customer's eyes and nose. There's basically no time to rest. I spend my money and I feel wrong, like being fooled like this. Will they come next time? Hein is now enlightened. She wanted to reorder a sofa that was both I have to hire a band on the first floor. That way, couples have a dating space. We can also take you here for fun on weekends. A few days ago, Hein was walking around the village. You know, I heard you used watermelon to paint. If the first snow hasn't lost its color, it will be done with first love. So you also follow the trend to try a finger. And then we're going to go and wait for Hongwoo to get off work. She couldn't hold back the joy that halfway stopped her. Then happily raised his little finger raw. Until the first snow comes. The color is still there. Will become a reality. What is first love? First love, that's what I saw on the bus. That you told me. Hongwoo didn't know that person was you. So I'm jealous again. Or you got the ring. What do you want to be with your first love? Dahi is helping the vegetable slicer right now. Her knife skills astounded the entire family. Even though Daddy has a conflict with his mother-in-law. But open your mouth, Ra still calls her sweet. You're the first person I ever called Mom. Mom, let me call you. Today was the last night the family stayed in the village. He wants to be independent. I want to stay in the village for a while. Hein also took the opportunity to say that you and Hongwoo will be. They also see that they want their own world. So also agree. The next day after saying goodbye. Successful surgery, you have to be strong, Hein. Say goodbye to everyone and go to the rental house. I was waiting for the elevator when I saw my neighbor. I thought Hongwoo was still single. He's not a virgin. I'm his wife. Not unless you move here. I didn't say alone. You're married so quickly. Yes, back to the room. Hein started messing Hongwoo. Young man on the. He married a girl like a fairy. So. We have to act like a couple. How does it show? Then, you two live a sweet life every day. When eating romantic rice, the feet do not leave alone. Ate together to go to the movies. Walking the streets together and walking together. Hein Day Repair Department store. Queen Hongwoo has secretly hired someone to let Hein's wish come true. Hein said you to meet the boy on that bus. Every day, I didn't hesitate to walk around for an hour. This is your second secret. The bus the boy was on was number 372. That person is you. Why did you get into Seoul University or something? It's you. The guy on the bus is right. Hong's father wanted to thank his wife. Let's stay for a while. He threw his hand at his wife's house in a court. Not long after, Gungwoo took Hein to Germany for treatment. In the car, Hein set out his third secret. Actually, the name Youngwoo called on the roof for years. It's just Hein teasing you for a while. Who would have expected Hongwoo to believe you? I know the news after the surgery. Hein may lose his memory. So he threw away everything in the house related to Hongwoo. Go to the hospital. Hongwoo can't fool Hein anymore. I told you the whole truth. After listening to Hein, she refused surgery. You want to leave the hospital. If you listen to me, you have to live. To live on. My husband and I went back to the cemetery. Hein said he wanted to put his grave in the park. This can be near your home or. I saw an old man carrying flowers to his wife. Goku said he won't be. If you turn first, I'll only live with you one more day. Then I'm going to meet you, seriously. If you're not here, what's the point of living? Even though he knows that he is just making it up. But in her heart, she still feels happy. As then we went on our honeymoon to a lot of places. Now they feel like they've found the other half. Wherever you go, you are extremely happy. This is also their most precious memory. But only after a surgery. Take away all your memories from these 3 years. Hein ignored Hongwoo's prayer of no wish. That refused surgery. Hongwoo was her only source of life so far. She was afraid that after losing her mind, then she would forget about everyone else. I forgot about the Hongwoo you loved and always loved you. Just thinking about it makes people uncomfortable. Waiting for Hein to fall asleep at night. I went to church to pray. Hein is very curious because Hongwoo goes out, so I decided to follow. Hein said prayer is just a hopeless struggle. On his way home, Goku wanted to write a prayer letter, but Hein felt that those things were also useless. The next day, they both went 3 years ago on a honeymoon. Hein also said that I remember the scene that year. This place will become a strange place for you. You two will become a stranger. Then I'm not you anymore. That's why I don't want to do that kind of surgery. I live for you anyway. If you die, you still have to be me. By this time, the whole family knew Hein refused. They're running out of advice. Hong's father said he contacted all the doctors in the world, but they all answered. Someone named Hungry has contacted me to adapt to time abroad. Hongwoo used to sleep until midnight and wake. Hugan didn't give up for a second. Finally, I've also found a doctor who can do the surgery. I didn't want Hein to see me in tears. He immediately turned off, but I forgot to turn off the phone. Dad, are you crying? It makes me want to cry too. The whole family is crying. Hongwoo took Hein to the hospital for examination. Suddenly, I can't see you anymore. I rushed to look everywhere. You go to church. I saw the prayer letter you wrote. Look at the life you gave me. There are only two things I find most precious. The memory of the one you love and the memory of the one you love. I can't lose it. I won't. Please save me. Just so I can keep these memories. To the last moments, I ran outside and found Hein hiding in a corner. They hugged each other and cried. Don't make me want to live. I won't recognize you anymore. I'll be someone else. If you wake up and become someone else, as long as the first person I see is you, I'll love you again. We just need to love from the beginning, even if I hate you. Pretend not to see you. If you don't see me, I'll still be there for you. The next day for Cho Hein to feel sorry for losing you, Hongwoo deliberately showed his charm. You got the girls their smoking pot. Of course Hein swallowed not. This scene finally makes you jealous. At this point, the two parents are still fighting. She can't accept Yoon-soo just for a girl. That he skipped an important shareholder meeting. I went to Germany because I didn't want to be involved anymore. She decided she would secretly harm Hein. Grandma go. I know that my wife is going to do something about it. She immediately called to remind. Hugo suddenly had a bad feeling. I'm in a hurry. Are you still in the car? Right now, a Lao container soaring towards their car. Guests at the noodle restaurant are given a crab, big fish and abalone imported. The youngest son of a tycoon comes home to let the tailor shop sell it. You gave away all the expensive just imported here. It's 100 times more expensive than so everyone noodles. Picked up the phone. Relatives caved to eat noodles. The small restaurant was hot in an instant. Suddenly I was in a hurry to see what was going on. He proudly said that he had sold out all the noodles. Some people even ate 8 noodles. When I finished listening, I said, snow crab abalone lobster plus free ship. Do you know how to sell this early? This is throwing money out the window. It's not a money throw, it's a marketing strategy. I'm so sorry about everything. What I'm most uneasy about is leaving this kid here. It's like feeling insecure. Go out without trash. This is a kind of warning. I don't want to make money selling noodles. Your goal is for customers to buy something more expensive. The most expensive thing in this shop. When he came to the dahi, he asked if Soo-hung was fired, right? Soo-tae-oh, frankly, you are responsible and rest with honor. Dahi advised you, don't bother the adults in the country anymore. Or return to Seoul. Soo-tae-oh determined not to return. You want to find a way to go to the compared to supermarkets. Before the surgery, Hein was hired by his mistress to assassinate. Hongwoo didn't care about his life. The car is on fire. There was smoke all over the car. You can't see inside. Only to frantically stomp on the car door. People on the road the car could explode. He told me to stay away from the car. Hongwoo finally broke the car door. I put my head inside looking for you. He saw Hein unharmed standing in front of him. Hongwoo had not yet returned to the Hein faction. Hein don't know what happened. I asked her if her hands hurt or not. I thought you were gone. Goku was threatened for all his soul. He hugged Hein tight. No sao, nothing happened. When you're in a bandaged hospital, Hein said that she ran to buy 4-leaf grass. Fortunately for you, you escaped an accident. Or he thinks it's the real thing. Look at Hoo-hoo. Crying like the rain hurts you so much. With such a good man, you can't let someone else steal it. Then you will dig your grave. So because of Hongwoo, Hongwoo wept for joy hugging Hein. Right now, Hongwoo's sister said it looks like her husband is having. At midnight she calls her The person listening is a female voice. The enemy doesn't even know who you are. When they asked you how you were. My sister also shot some English sentences. In the book, my brother-in-law knows his English, so he's specifically looking for American girls. So before Hein night surgery exhibition, Hongwoo had the courage to say out his love. I love you. Don't get sick later, don't get hurt. Be with you as long as possible. Hein feels very sorry again. It's like this. You have to forget about surgery. Then she took out a diary and asked Hongwoo to keep it. Then we'll see you after the surgery. The sky was shining very quickly. Before entering the operating room, she asked when she woke up. The first person you see must be Hongwoo. Or an attachment gradually pushed into the operating. Hongwoo is left to cry all the tears. He's holding a 4-leaf clover and he's praying. The surgery is over. Suddenly a team of police came in. They suspected Hongwoo of murder. County representatives should want to arrest you. At this time the wind appeared. Kung-woo knows this is his plan. I saw Hein being pushed out. Kang-woo escapes zone raw, but then he's pinned to the ground. Very quickly, the news of Kang-woo's arrest spread. My family also knew the news. Hong's father urgently called the hospital. I can't believe you heard Ul say it. The surgery is, and I'll take good care of Cho Hae-in. Hong's father said they'll go to the hospital. I can't believe the guy was behind the game. Forbid the whole Hae family from leave. Right now, all the memories in Hae-in's head are disappearing. When you wake up, the first person to see it was the swoon. But she called her husband's name. Baek Hyun Woo began to make the story giants. They were each other's first love, but he accidentally got married to Hong-woo. Then you two got divorced. I hate this guy so much that I always remember his name. They say you're a murderer. He was kicked out by the police. Now the snow has started to fall. Hugu, remember what Hein said. The ancients said that if the first snow falls, you will be made with your first love. Goku is heartbroken that Hein woke up. Do I still remember you? Hein watches the snow outside the... Suddenly I see the color on my finger. Her heart began to ache. He wants to be your husband. That mercilessly burned the coat before memory loss. I can't believe the sky. A snowfall accidentally extinguished and the diary just burned in a small corner. After reading the contents of the diary, he started making up stories to trick Hein. He said to people had almost been in a car accident. He thought you were still in the car. Because I want to save, so he risked smashing the car door. The man behind it is the ex-husband. You're Hong-woo. You have a lover, so you want to divorce him. When you know you want to kill yourself. In the evening while sleeping, she remembered that Daok had attempted suicide. Then I thought about what Yoon-seung said in the morning. She starts to trust Yoon-seung. A month later, Hein returned to the Your family will come to the airport to pick you up. But Hein was cold and didn't want to get close. Because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. They make the whole family unable to leave. This makes you think that when you do the surgery, no one wants to visit you. Was that? I heard you say that your parents respect the male. You are always hated by the whole family. Dung also said her grandfather hated the sight of her children. Before he died, he left it all to him. You also want to leave it all behind. Because Hein will marry him anyway. Even if the whole family explained it was a but you've been brainwashed by the figs. Hein came home to find out if he remembered anything. I found the drawer empty. You make moral you know I've won 100. Decided to meet the enemy. The next day she went to prison. I think this is the safest place to look. And then you blame yourself for looking bad. How can you love a murderer like that? But when Hong-woo stepped out, you suddenly feel pity for the man in front of you. She asked if her body had recovered. Are you worried about me? I'm worried about you being ridiculous. Don't think I'm out of my mind and I don't know. I miss you so much. Tell her what you did to her. That includes what you did when you got divorced. Hong-woo knows it's all because Yoon-seung has Raw. I asked Hae-in if he was here. Then you're doubting Yoon-seung's words. I came here because I was supposed to. Never see each other again. I'm a little curious, to be honest, but now I see you. I don't think we'll ever see each other again. No, we will meet again. Because I won't give up. I'll always be with you. The deer saw that Hein's little finger was still. I'm sorry Hein can't be with you. When you wake up, the visit time is quickly over. The deer can't be far from Hein. I told Hein, you have to take good care of yourself. Hein's heart was also bound by you. Now I know who is behind Hein. I almost had an accident. That's my mother. He threatened his mother if he dared to harm Hein next time. He'll put her in jail too. Just like he did with Hong-woo. Because he has evidence in his hands. She took the medicine you made for him. Paralyzed very quickly the day of court. Hong-woo's best lawyers league has taken out valid evidence. The first, it's a green block of fibers on the murder tool. I didn't wear these clothes that day. And in the video, it's a man in blue. He broke into Hong-woo's house with a knife. There's also footage of people burning clothes. The lawyer took the rest. The results are consistent with the crime tool. Finally, they followed the lead and found the real killer. The judge accepted the evidence and also declared Hong-woo innocent. The day Hong-woo was released, Hein also sneaked outside the gate. She visited her ex-husband 10 times then watched them hugging each other. He took out Ra's notebook and recorded the harmony of the family. I saw that Hong-woo didn't eat tofu and wrote it in the notebook. I don't like tofu. Suddenly Hong-woo turned to look. Hein huddled down at the speed of light. Then follow me back to the village. The whole village was eager to take him to court. I think you are quite popular in the village. I suddenly saw where my brother came from. The secretary hiding here from mother-in-law sex. Or in curiosity hide where not to hide. You have to stay at your sister's ex-husband's house, but see them laughing happily. They feel like they're living in harmony. I saw my mother-in-law cooking red beans. Or reprint the book Raw when you like to eat red bean porridge. Her secretary laughed. This is about understanding the enemy. This is more like track crush. Then the secretary asked, you just lost your memory. But my judgment is still very good. Why don't you know who you like? Then give Hein a sentence. Where the heart goes, the body goes. When Hein Company saw Hong-woo, he dodged. Then think again. If your position is higher than you, why hide? Then she found an excuse to talk to him. But when I went out, I didn't see Hong-woo. But when Hein had just reached the turn, I saw that Hong-woo was always, "You both have something to say." So I chose a coffee shop. Hein opened his mouth. I asked Hong-woo to change to another company because Hong-woo here makes you very upset. The weakest moment in my life, you kicked me. Now you think I'm an amnesic idiot. You want to lead me? Hae said I won't fool you anymore. Don't say goodbyes, stand up. But she didn't notice that her bag was stuck in the chair. You thought Hong-woo was holding back. Let me go. You calmly leave. But I just got out the door. I felt like I wanted to put my head on the... At this time, the staff of the picked up Hein's diary. He sent the diary back to Cho Hein. A few days later, Hein received a package. You haven't even opened it yet. I got an invitation from the... I made an appointment here before the surgery. It's just that you don't remember now. Hein curiously headed towards the aquarium. As soon as she left, she saw that Hong-woo... It turns out Hein before the... asked the aquarium to send an invitation to Cho Hein. Then the big screen shows the couple getting married. Then the staff came to give you flowers. They said, "Miss Hong Hae In, I booked all the aquariums a month and put fresh flowers." Hein is a little confused. The staff 4 years ago, you were at the aquarium. I remember when the two of you were dating. Everywhere you go, there is a shadow. At that time, I thought God was giving them space. Now I know. Hein all to create a romantic space. Hein saw the card on the bouquet. Don't lose your memory. I forgot about getting married to you. Because of memory loss, you will have to wear your wedding dress again. I can't believe this is what I wrote. Who said if you're in doubt, don't trust anyone. And then let's look back at what they said. Hein saw the wound on Hong-woo's hand. She thought about the last time Yoon-sung said he saved her. So she decides to meet Yoon-sung. Yoon-sung's hand, there's no trace of the wound. While Yoon-sung goes to get the wine, he picked up his iPad. I found a video of my lover poisoning my grandfather. When Yoon-sung left, she was startled to find a reason to leave. After Hein returned home, he opened the package sent by Inside is a will that you sent to Hong-woo. If you can't wake up, I hope I don't forget you in a short time. I also want you to find new happiness. Then start again. What about your property? Use it for a good purpose. If the surgery is successful, I think of Hong-woo as a stranger. It's cold to you. Even so, I must not hate you. Don't get tired of loving you. No matter what, my heart doesn't change. I will definitely love you again. He's the reason I don't want to lose my memory. Even if I remember, then he's the only reason I want to live. Hunger is a name I want to remember my whole life. After reading the diary, she remembered Ra Hong-woo. You just called me. We rushed out to find. But Yoon-sung installed a tracking device on Hein's car. Hein, you just stand there, let me through. The two people on the road looked at each. The traffic lights I don't see Hein anymore. Hong-woo was running through endlessly. Drive the car towards Hong-woo. After the car accident, Hong-woo's liver was severely damaged, but to save Hein was kidnapped. I just had simple therapy and I was immediate. Hong-woo thanks to the to reveal Hein's disappearance to her lover. After the wise woman, the boy secretly exchanged won for immediately went out to find him. Waiting for grandma. Your lawyer snuck away to the family's hunting grounds. Before you enter, remind yourself to call the police. Hein is awake now. Yoon-sung was quickly interrogated at Yoon-sung explained, to protect you, anything can be done. He also said that he had read the diary. But handwriting can be imitated. I should go outside just to confirm with Hong-woo. Yoon-sung is also suspicious. He said if Hein agreed to go to America to marry him, he'll pretend nothing happened. Hein looked at the scary face of Young. Just agree and we'll find a way to deal with it. After a while, the mistress came to find Yuel-sung. She said he could take Hein cow flying, but had to hand over the money to the Mattia suddenly thought back. As a child, he saw with his own eyes that his mother was the one. Hein and her brother fell into the sea. Then Hein was saved by Hong-woo. Your brother met you at the scene. My mom always thought I did that. I just want you to be reunited soon. I grew up knowing I was paranoid. Hein is standing outside. I heard the conversation between the Yoon-sung found out that Hien was running away and was lucky to meet Hong-woo. But the two of you are running whole. She was seen by Yoon-sung. He had a gun and went hunting. You two have now fled to the hunting grounds. Goku can't take it anymore. Tell Hein to go first. Your friend will be outside to pick you up. You're the selfish kind. Leave the man who saved his life. Why not? I know everything. I know what you mean to me. I'm so sorry I misunderstood you before. I'll apologize to you later. I'm clinging to you. We're in the same boat tonight. Must go together. Not long after, they found them. Sung told Hein to go with him. Hein refused immediately and I saw the police surrounded me, but still want to fight to the end. When I hear you say, no matter what, I don't, it made him angry. What you don't have yourself. Don't even think about his scar. They are still happy, hand in hand. I want to fire a second shot at Hein. The police just killed him. In the ambulance. I pray that you must try. The hands of two people clasped. Hong Woo was glad to cry because Hein was still alive. Before the surgery, Hein told her to wait for him. Hein also agreed and promised not to go anywhere. Hein is always waiting outside. I remember when I was about to have surgery, I told Hein to wait for you like that. But when you wake up, you're a stranger. She sat down on the ground without stopping. The mistress also received the news that she was dating. She started trading all of her son's possessions down. Hein's mother is now looking back at old photos. She discovered Hong Woo was the one who saved Hein not long ago. Hein sat by the hospital bed waiting. You tell me, even if you haven't fully recovered your memory, but from the bottom of you feel that you are very important to you. Seeing Hong Woo hurt, I thought of every possible way to meet you. Hein sat with me all day and all without eating or drinking. Suddenly, she thought of faking dizziness to provoke Hong Woo. I can't believe you woke up. She wiped her tears and told her not to cry. The whole family saw that. The whole family is happy without. The next day, I was taking. Hein opened the diary again raw. Hey Hong Hein, if you don't want to regret it, by all, you also have to hold on tight. He laughed at me first. Prepare for surgery for good. I'm still worried about these things. And then when she came back, there was one more line. Even though I haven't done anything, but I've been held tight by you. When did he see this crook? Hein replied that it was the aunt of the previous. I don't really need to answer back. Hong Woo wanted to laugh because Hein was so cute. But laughing, the wound hurts. When eating rice, Hein dedicated every spoonful of. Hein said, look at you, so handsome. There is a perfect talent from A to Z. Who go exactly like the goo you like. To take back Queen Corporation. Hein's uncle also returned to the country. The whole family in front of Huggins find a way to cope. At the same time, he also came to convince her to surrender. My grandmother, you've done a lot of work to make a tone. Let's put Hein's music player in the Hong Woo room and also help Hein get the package sent from About UL Soon. That helped Hein get UL Soon's iPad. Then He said if he wanted the Hong family to, they must testify for the deceitful behavior of the mistress. Until the day of trial, mistress shows off her poor mother's face. Because I just lost. Was that he poured all his sins on his son. Fortunately, she herself had been controlled by her. Surreptitiously get 10 internal documents and give them to her. Hein also testified. She took video of her lover who drugged him. I even had a boat wreck when I was a kid. My brother died. She is also the head behind the skin. The judge finally announced that she had lost the case. She was also thrown in court. From then on, the whole family returned to life on the same trajectory. You are busy dating your lover. After he confessed to leaving Soo hanging. Take care of yourself. Parents. Hein also gave you full control of the government. Sometimes they come home to visit their families. Hein and Hong Woo go to work together. Seeing each other is not enough to leave. You two often go out on dates. I'll always be with you, no matter what you're faced with. If it's wrong, fix it. Although it's not always perfect. If you don't notice those things. Do you agree to marry me? Of course. A few years later, the ship came out. SEO brought me to pick you up. The mosquito was also released. Where are you going? My mom told me to pick everyone up. To sit down to eat. Me to Sao. Really come over here. Your wife is the best in the world. Hein and Hong Woo also give good. Their beloved birth abroad. Travel to 2074. An old man holding a bunch of fresh flowers. To the grave of his recently deceased wife. This old man is Hong Woo. Then Hong Woo to Ho-si. Where to honeymoon with Hein. One day there will be only one of us. Just come and pick up the rest. Then there's nothing to be afraid of.